Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm so excited. I took a couple of days off, but we're back and I have a video for you. So please, if you get triggered in any way in this video, sit with the emotion. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how to do it. I'm just giving you a new perspective on how to look at it, right? So a couple months ago was having this realization of like what women are supposed to put into the world, and I was like sitting sometimes in meditation or sometimes just in quiet. Not all the time, meditation has to be me sitting here with my eyes closed, and crisscross applesauce trying to get the divine. Sometimes it's just in stillness, and that's when God is speaking to me. So when I was, just sitting there, I was pondering on some things, and the notion of like women are not teaching men what they're supposed to teach men. And I was just like, And so I started thinking about the guys I have encountered and how I was always kind of teaching them how to nurture and love themselves, and in the physical sense of like hygiene and, eating and all of these things like this, of how to actually like take care of yourself, like things like that. And so I was just like, why are they not in touch with their emotions? One, but why are they not able to just nurture themselves and put that into themselves? Now, I did encounter men who just knew how to do it, but there were a lot of men that I was just like, y'all don't know how to like take care of yourselves. That's crazy. And that was such like a turn off for me. Like I was just like, why don't you know how to do that? Like, I just feel like you should know how to properly take care of yourself in that aspect. But you got your own place. You, on the outside looking in, it just seemed like, yeah, you got it going on, but when you look at you, it's just like, you don't look like you take care of yourself. So I was in this state, and I was just like, I'm just not understanding like why. And then I will understand the dynamic a little bit more, and I just saw 222, and I will understand the dynamic even more, and I was just like, wait a minute. Y'all were all raised by like single mothers. And so getting more into the like, conversations and, talking to them a little bit more, I started realizing that women were raising men to be men. And I was just taken aback. Like, that's not what your job is, and your role is if you have a little boy. But because a lot of the times when women have, they have their sons, they raise them in this world of like what a man should be, and then they take on that role. And if they are single mothers, once again, we talk about the single mothers, and it's not to say that, this is wrong, but this is just to put like why we need relationships to be relationships. And even if you don't have, like, you're not married or you're not with the father of your children, beyond that, it needs to be like a dynamic of feminine, masculine, man, woman. Like, it needs to be that aspect, because we are raising generations that are like losing the whole thing. They're not in balance. They're just out here chaotic, just crazy, because of the simple fact that we are still in a very masculine world where we are trying to teach our men to be masculine, but we are doing it from a broken, distorted lens of what masculinity is. We already know that masculinity in this world is shot out. It's not right. It's not in alignment to what true masculinity is and the energy of masculine energy. And so as women, we try to raise our sons to be so strong physically that we take away the emotionally strong part. As women, we're supposed to teach. We're supposed to teach men how to be emotionally strong. Our children, our sons, we're teaching them that aspect. Their father will teach them how to be the masculine man in a healthy way. But even if they don't have that paternal, figure in their life, God will replace that. So out in the world, they will learn it. They will learn that aspect of what a man. Life will give them that. Life will teach them what a man is supposed to do. But because you give the balance of that feminine energy of taking care and nurturing yourself, you are helping to already put in the head of his of like, this is what it means to be a man on this aspect. And I think that a lot of women, we think that if we be too emotional, because a lot of the times, we see it all the time. Like when women try to be that sensitive, like, stop, you're going to make him soft. You're going to make him soft. No, that's not making him soft. That's making him emotionally strong. And if y'all ever read the Really Lynch letter, that it talks about that dynamic of splitting the two up. And the makings of a slave, like how to control a slave for forever, split them up, because women will raise their men to be physically strong and they don't have that dynamic. So you're not raising them to be mentally strong or emotionally strong. You're raising that man to go ahead and be like, okay, I don't have the emotion. I don't have all of that. I have what the idea of being a man is. So I'm way more in my logic. I'm not being able to use my logic and my emotions to come to something. I'm not able to nurture and nourish myself with good things in my body because I'm so disconnected. So I'm out there in the world seeking something outside of myself to fill in this void. So you have a lot of men who cannot shake back after getting their heart broken because they haven't learned the emotional intelligence. It's not because men are just like, they get hurt one time and then because I always say, like, why y'all get hurt in 5th grade and now you just don't know love again? But that's because the emotional part, they haven't learned to, okay, something hurts me. I expressed it. This was something. So now I use my logic to balance out, set boundaries, and learn from this experience, but I can still carry it on to a new experience, and I don't have to let this shut me down and hinder me from love that is going to flow. So we cut off that system of love flowing to men because we're trying to teach men how to be strong. And recently, that whole argument with Lil Herb and they was talking. I think I saw on Facebook, and they were like, if that was Lil Baby son, y'all would say XYZ, like he's this, da da da. But it was but you see, everybody was praising her for allowing him to express his emotions. Now I want y'all to understand this because it was another video where Ari was doing the little suspect little thing that's everybody's doing, and he started crying. The difference, and this is my point, and I was so glad that I saw that video because that was confirmation of I needed to make this video. In hers, when he cried, she told him toughen up. She didn't. Now that was a snippet, so it's not saying that she didn't go hug her baby. She didn't say it's okay, baby. She was just but what she portrayed on social media, what she put out there, was telling him to toughen up. Herb did not tell him to toughen up. Herb told him, and still a masculine energy way. It was not extra soft. It was still a low-key aggressive, but he just provided him with the logic of why it is that you're afraid. I'm giving you the logic of why you're afraid. As the woman, I give you the emotional stability. I give you the sense of it is okay to be afraid. I come in with the nourishment of okay, baby, it's good, because you need that balance of that softness, of that dense energy. You need the balance of that. So she was the one that was you need to toughen up. That is not, as a woman, we're not meant to tell our sons and even our daughters, because we do it to our daughters too, but to toughen up. That is not the role. The role is to tell them how to properly express emotions and deal with emotions in a healthy way. You feel the emotion, you understand the emotion, you release it, you let it go. And kids know this coming out the womb. This is why this is how we're supposed to be, because kids come out with expressing emotion. They're having emotion. They'll cry about something. My teddy bear, oh my God, I'm crying. And then they'll get over it. After they cry, they be like, okay, well, cool, I got ice cream. in place of the teddy bear. So, okay, I'm good. And they'll go back to like chilling out, having fun. But when you start to raise men who detach from that, so you're trying to build him into being this strong man, and you have it sometimes with the energy of resentment for the father. So you are raising him to try to be not like his father, but we know where energy, goes, everything flows. So that's the thing. You're paying the attention on the father not being there and him not being like the father, which is actually raising the same thing, the same generation, because you're so focused on not being like this that you end up taking away the feminine aspect that he needs, because everything else he will learn in life, everything else will be replaced in life. So this is just a quick message, and I can go into, more stuff of just like as a woman, and I need us to get back to the root of what feminine energy is. We are not here to be the man. I understand that. I understand society told us that we had to prove ourselves. You can be a feminine woman. You can show your sons, your children, the softness, and they could go out to the world and they can create softness while still logically be able to set boundaries, while they still able to protect themselves. It's not going to make them less of anything because they are taking care of themselves, because they understand emotional maturity, because they are emotionally stable. That is actually going to help them. And as a woman, you are there to teach them to be that, instead of teaching them how to be a strong man. You teach them how to be independent through understanding their emotions. You can still offer things, because you have both energies. So you still know the difference. But your main role is to teach them that emotional aspect of themselves, the spiritual aspect of themselves, connecting them to themselves so that they know themselves. As women, we are meant to show these people how to know themselves, how to truly connect with who they are at the core. Not to go out there and try to build them to be this strong man who lacks knowing themselves. That's why a lot of men don't know who they truly are, and they think they're so easily led. They watch something and that's what I want. I want that because you don't know yourselves. So this is just my interpretation, and if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. Like I said, listen with an open heart, not an open ego. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.